morning, y'all. It's day 91. Oh, yeah. Now I got to talk about something. It's not just about the day, right? But I'm going still. Yay! Let's see what's standing out. I mean, there's a combination of things in my head. I'm kind of thinking through some ideas about what happens when you get hyper focused on getting out of debt. So, as you know, I started listening to Dave Ramsey every day. I already did Financial Peace University a few years ago. We started living on cash. We stopped living on credit in any way. We had a budget. We never budgeted before in our lives, individually and corporately. And we ended up changing our life and doing better. But it wasn't until I started listening to Dave Ramsey's show every day where I was like, whoa, we got like legit holes in our plan. Like at this rate, we're not going to get out of debt for like 5, 6, 7 years. With not intentionally, we just didn't know. Like, we just didn't know that what you want to do is literally go gazelle intense. This is what I'm doing. I'm going to get out of debt, period. This is my focus. I'm hyper focused on this. So like when you get hyper focused on it and the people that call, they call and they say they've paid off whatever it is, 100 and something $1,000 in 33 months, just under 3 years. And people are like, whoa, how can you do that? But the reality is when people call the show, most people get out of debt anywhere between 12 to like 36 months. Like the ones that take many, many years, sometimes pay off their mortgage too, or had a debt of like $900,000. Like those take like 9 years or something, but which is like crazy and amazing because how hard is it to sustain this journey, this focus for so many years? But I just wanted to say that like these numbers are real. Like people are getting out of $100,000-$200,000 of debt in like 2-3 years, and people always like, how do you do that? There's multiple ways. Sometimes those big numbers drop quickly because let's say they have $50,000 in car debt. They end up selling both cars, and sometimes they're upside down and they'll owe, let's say it's 50,000, and once you sell them, you still owe like 8 because you were upside down in it. Well, you've just reduced your debt by 42,000. So, basically when you're getting out of debt, you need to sell everything you have, not have any car payments or anything. Even if you're upside down in a car, you get rid of it. Bam, you just got rid of $42,000 of debt. So if you owed 200 grand, you drop that to 168 or 158. You drop that to 158. That's a big difference. And that's just in 2 months, figuring out getting the car sold, going to a credit union and getting the debt moved over to another loan. Or saving up like to pay the difference. You could do that, but the point is, sometimes you have to move it over to another debt, especially if what you're doing is lowering it 42 grand. I mean, it's worthwhile doing that way. But the point is, when you are gazelle intense, you are literally looking everywhere you can cut and save and change, and you're not doing things like taking trips, like you're not doing anything. You shouldn't do anything fun. Now, that doesn't mean you don't live, but you could go to the beach. The beach is free. You know what I mean? Like you got to think like that, but you're not chilling. You're on fire to get out of debt. And then what happens? You're cutting, you're sacrificing, you're not eating out. You've changed everything. You're literally living unlike everyone around you. Period. You're being weird. People look at you weird. And then the second thing is, since you are sacrificing so much, you go, oh, where can I get more money from? A couple things happen as you get momentum. It's you start getting excited. You start going, man, this is real. This is possible. I can really do this. Like you pay for the first debt. You pay the second debt. You pay the third debt, And then you go, where can I find more money? So you start selling stuff. I've been doing that. Like I was lazy to sell stuff before. And now I'm selling a jersey dress for $40. That's cool. A piece of clothing. But the point is, Then you go, where can I find money? Everywhere. Like just now, since we're considering moving and all that, and I'll update that soon. Um, Literally, I have a TV. I think it's a 32-inch. TVs go for cheap now, like $130. I think a brand new one of those. I'll sell mine for like 50. We're not using it, so who cares? Bye, Felicia. You know. So I'm gonna probably put that up on offer up here shortly. Especially if we're moving, I don't want to move extra stuff we don't need. And I'm trying to do the KonMari and all this good stuff. But the point is, then you go, where can I find more cash? Where can I find more cash? Where can I find more cash? And you literally, like I tell everybody now, I understand why Dave Ramsey calls the budgeting app Every Dollar. Because it's literally looking for every dollar to throw at this debt to get it out of your life, to be free. And I gotta tell you, I mean, think about your life right now. If you don't go gazelle intense, how long are you gonna be in debt? 10 years? More? You're going to be paying student loans if you pay just a monthly minimum for whatever, you know? And if you go gazelle intense, you could be debt free in 2 years. What would your life look like if you had no payments but your house? Oh, and if you have a mortgage, what would your life look like if you didn't have a mortgage? Because you go gazelle intense and pay off your house. But the point is that literally you could change your life in a couple years. And it's the most beautiful thing when you commit to it and you say you want to do this and you start seeing progress, you start seeing momentum, and then it becomes real, and then you're just on it, like that's your game plan. And of course, unified front with a husband and wife team, you want to be on the same page. But man, it's a snowball effect. That's why they call it the debt snowball. But it's both ways, snowballing reducing your debt and snowballing raising your income. Most people, when they do the Dave Ramsey plan, they as they're like working to get out of debt, they end up with higher incomes by the end of it. So they start at 70 grand, both working people, right? The husband and wife, and they end up at like 150, and they're like, how did you get there? It happens. It's real. It's because you're hungry, and it's because you're going, I'm not going to live like this. It's because you're looking at money differently. It's because you're being intentional with money. And then you're also being desperate to get out of it. And that will make you say, how can I get more money? You take on multiple jobs. You take on more hours. You end up getting some specialization. You end up changing careers. Like so many things can happen. And suddenly your life is totally transformed, 2-3 years later. So I say all of that to say, we've been on the Dave Ramsey plan, going on 3 years in September, okay? But really, probably when we go to do our debt scream, they're going to say paid off, I don't know how much total this year would be, like 100 grand, 130,000. They're going to say paid off $120,000 in 12 months because we're going to be out of debt by December, okay? But that's because literally from January is when we decided to be gazelle intense. We didn't know we weren't being gazelle intense. We were so far in the other ends of the spectrum of spending impulsively and credit and everything that it took many years to fix it, to fix our mindset, to change our behaviors without even knowing. We thought we were full on the plan because we were living on cash. We weren't using credit. But we weren't gazelle intense. And we're literally going to do more in this 1 year than we did in the 2 years prior. In the year and a half prior. Because now we're like, we are desperate. We are desperate. We are desperate to leave this debt life behind and not be broke anymore. If you have a negative net worth, you are broke. You broke. You broke. You're broke. So you got debt and you ain't got no money saved. You broke. You got money saved, but you got more debt than you got money saved. You broke. So what? You want to be broke or you want to be balling? I choose balling. Have a great day.